you need to start taking responsibility and accountability for your life. Trading is 99% psychology. If you don't have that mindset of knowing when to make the right decisions, when to be disciplined, when to be patient, like when you're constantly over trading, go and touch grass. Like, just because somebody does business does not make them any better than you. Every single person I know who is a millionaire, just doing great things in business, they are all degenerate.
Or the guys that come to your events.
Yeah.
I'm not turning up. What would you tell your kids then in 10 years?
Whatever makes you happy, I'm going to support you, as long as it's like within a moral compass.
Teach them how to trade?
Yeah, 100%. 100%, yeah.
What age are they starting?
Like 10.
What?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Traders Talk. In fact, Maddie, you are not the host today because we've just flipped the script. You're the guest.
We played a reverse Uno card on you, so you sit in there today and we're going to be asking you the tough questions so people can learn more about you. Talk to us about your psychology. How do you deal with the ups and downs, with your family life, with trading, with the stresses of it, with other ventures that you're pursuing?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about your mindset, your psychology. What do you do on a daily basis that will get you to be as sharp as you are right now?
I think my mindset is definitely based off of experiences that I've gone through that have kind of forced me to have resilience and grit and just kind of keep going. But I think a lot of it also comes into play, the fact that I've done a lot of personal development. So like I said at the beginning, when I first got into network marketing, if anyone has done network marketing, you know that you get thrown into the personal development thing. Like, you're told about The Secret, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Like, all of these things are really like heavy in network marketing. So I think that reading these types of books and studying from these different types of people, like Jim Rohn, for example, that has definitely played a huge role in like my personal development. But I think it really comes down to experiences that you go through in your life. I've definitely been through my fair share of like stressful situations and things that were probably meant to break me. So yeah, I think I've just kind of, everything that I've been through has just kind of moulded the mindset that I have today. And I just don't really care what happens. Like, I'm just a very much like, okay, that's happened, like, just get on with it kind of thing. Which I guess in some ways maybe a little bit toxic, because I don't really take much time to like sit down and process things. I'm just like, okay, move on, get on with it. But yeah.
But you're heavy on journaling. I always see your posts. Yeah.
Now, that is something that's very new. So my whole trading career, I did not journal. And it was only a conversation I had with my friend Kieran last year, and he was like, Mads, like, you're a sick trader, because I was going through like a really bad drawdown period. There was a lot of things happening in my life. And he sat me down and he was like, Mads, you're a sick trader. Like, I've seen the way you trade. Like, what is going on? And then he's like, do you journal? I was like, no. And he's like, he like put his head in his hands and he's like, start journaling. Like, you need to start journaling your trades, and also journaling like just personal, however you're feeling, like what's going on in your mind. So literally journaling was only something that I started last year, and I wouldn't say I'm even now still consistent, because it feels like a chore. But it definitely has helped, like, awesome. My progress so far.
Yeah, I think that journaling can actually give you a lot of insights of all your mistakes, things that you're doing repetitively that can actually benefit you. So I love that, because when I started, I never journaled, and then when I started journaling, I became a break-even trader, and when I started studying my journal every weekend, I became a profitable trader. It's just knowing all these insights, what goes in your brain, and you're just writing it down at the time, and you look at it after. That's the true learning experience.
Literally, I think the biggest thing that I picked up from journaling is realising how much I overtrade, and how much I was just trading based off of discretion. So the way I put it now is I have a system, but I also use discretion with it. There was a lot of times where I was just purely trading based off of discretion. Like, I wasn't even thinking about my strategy. But now I look back, if I can't draw my P&L tool and clearly see what I'm looking at, then I'm not going to take the trade. That's one of the biggest things that I've taken away from journaling.
What do you think of like having different revenue streams over the long term? How does that help out with trading?
1,000%. I think when you're solely relying on trading to pay bills, that is the most detrimental thing that you can do. I think you have to have, like I've already mentioned, like you have to have some kind of job, business, side hustle, something that is paying the bills for you to then be able to trade. Like if I didn't have a salary, I mean, I've noticed the difference when I was trading without a salary. Now I'm trading with a salary. I'm a lot more consistent when it comes to profitability. I think it's just a mental thing. Like, you know that you're trading, and if that trade doesn't come through, then you can't pay your rent next month. Like, but if you have a salary that you know is covering everything, whatever you make from trading, that's just extra.
Yes.
And I think that is the way trading should be. Trading should always be that extra income. But I do think I always will say that you need multiple sources of income. And show me a millionaire who doesn't have multiple sources of income.
Absolutely. You have your networking group as well, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. What's that about?
So we basically I started it with two business partners, Katie and Kieran, who I'm still really, really close with now. Met both of them through Twitter. Katie especially. Me and Kieran actually have mutual friends, and we live really close to each other.
At least you made friends there.
Yeah. You know what, Berkay?
Sometimes better.
I have friends. Select few. I only like a few people.
Selective.
I don't know if you're in that category at the moment, but
Wait, does that go back to like the left-wing agenda that you follow, or?
I'm getting roasted, guys.
No, talk to us about your friend that you launched.
Friends and business, let's talk.
So Katie I met fully through Twitter. Like we became friends through Twitter. So we started.
Wait, what's the other guy's name?
Kieran. Yeah, so Katie and Kieran.
That's not from Twitter.
So Kieran, we did actually like become friends through Twitter, but we did know of each other before.
How?
Just being from the same area,
Oh,
had
so
mutual
you've
friends.
like
Yeah,
just
he literally
neighborhood.
was 10 minutes away from me.
Oh.
It was crazy. We became friends on Twitter, and
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
oh my god, you live there? No way. But yeah, so we came up with the idea of basically just doing this one-off event for networking for traders, because trading is such an online thing and you don't really talk to people. Yeah. So we were like, let's just create this event where people can just come, talk about trading, make friends, business partners, whatever it is. We got some speakers to come as well that were from the trading world. And yeah, so we created this event. It was a huge success. And we were like, right, we need to do something with this. So yeah, we formed FX Connect. And then we did another event. We were doing Twitter Spaces. We were doing loads of different things, made so many different connections within the trading world. We had a sponsor at one point. It was amazing. But then Kieran started a new business, Katie started a new business, and things kind of took off for them in their own ways. So they were like, they couldn't commit to what FX Connect needed. So they both made the decision to step down, and then I was kind of left with the decision of okay, right, do I just sack this off as well, or do I go all in with this, and this is now my opportunity to make this mine, and kind of the way I saw it was this is kind of my legacy now, this is something for me to kind of show who I am. So yeah, so I made the decision to rebrand to just Connect. So I made it no longer just for traders, it's just all about business. Because I've got a huge network within the property world. So there was a stage I wanted to get into property. So I've done courses and stuff, met loads of people through property. And I was I know all these amazing people, accountants, people who do branding, marketing. I know people from every aspect of business. Mm-hmm. So I was we've done these events with just traders. So I thought, why not let's just do this as a whole event, just general business. So I messaged a few people to see if they would be on board with it, different types of property. So I had social housing, people who do HMOs, just flipping, buy with February finance. And yeah, just kind of
connections,
brought these people together, put on an event. And yeah, and now I'm basically creating a community. So the concept of the events is it's people who are doing great things in business, but also very, very casual. So like I had a DJ, we had street food. Like,
That's awesome.
it's like open to everyone.
Where's my invitation? Where was my
I
invitation?
didn't know you then.
Oh, come on.
I'm
very well
sorry.
known. Everybody
I actually invited Berkay.
I knew that was coming.
You show up.
No,
Oh. My first day of work for working with
He would have been the most
Equity,
important person to show up, by the way.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My first day working with Equity, came here, told them all, I've got an event tomorrow, like that's why I'm here in London. Nobody turned up, so
didn't know you like that.
Yeah, he doesn't live across
Nah,
like your neighbour.
No, but what's some?
even if on the corner, it was like hi, it's Islington. That's like man didn't turn up.
No, I'm sorry. Next event though, we're there.
Yeah.
When is your next event?
I don't know. So at the moment, we're in the process of like creating a community on Discord. So it's like the same kind of concept, like businessy, but like anyone can be in there. Like I just want people to feel comfortable, and also I need people to understand that just because somebody does business does not make them any better than you. Every single person I know who is a millionaire just doing great things in business, they are all degenerates. Like they are the most normal people ever.
Do you want us to cut this, or
No, like this is fact. And I feel
all the
like,
guys that come to your events?
yeah.
I'm not turning up.
Yeah, me neither.
I fall into that category.
I feel like there's this thing in the business world where people just think that like business is all about like people in suits who like are really knowledgeable, which obviously they are, but they're normal people. And I think that's what I want my events to reflect. That's what I want my community to reflect, is that we are all the same.
Of course.
And our lives are just based on different decisions that everyone has made. Like no one is better than anyone. Even like someone famous, a famous actor, rapper, whatever, like nothing bothers me, because I understand the concept of like we can all be that.
Of course.
So yeah, I just want people to understand like business, coming into business, don't feel like you have to act a different type of way. Like
No, I agree with you.
just be yourself.
But you know,
that's
yeah,
what is the best business.
But over the years, I feel like the traditional wearing a suit, like actually investing into the way you look, dress, has gone down the drain, which I feel like it is disappointing, because like personally, I love going out and buying suits, as a lot of people know.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that has died down.
Yeah, 100%. But I think also you're the type of person that can do it really well. Like you can wear the suit and still be somewhat of a degenerate. Do you know what I mean? Like you're still normal.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Like it's not like you put on a suit and now you're like this prim and proper, like don't chat to me guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, well, next time
maybe a little bit. You are a bit bougie.
Your next
But-
event, I'm showing up with my pajamas.
Do you know what I mean? If you want to come in your pajamas, you come in your pajamas. You don't need to come to impress anyone. Just come, get knowledge.
With
but
Speedos.
at the same time, you know what? Okay, maybe.
No.
A little bit.
Come on, the ultimate degenerate. Just
No.
But like everyone in business is just a normal person. They all have a laugh. They all do some things that they probably shouldn't. Like
True.
everyone's normal. But I think people who aren't in business and have that ambition to get into it, I think a lot of people are held back by that thinking that like, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, fuck that. Like, you can be whatever you want to be.
just people's perceptions, right? Like at the end of
Exactly.
the day, we're all humans. We all have something special about us, and we all can be something in life. If you grind, you hustle, you work hard, you will get there.
Exactly.
And you stay disciplined, humble. It's like key elements or key characteristics that will get the person to where they want to be.
Absolutely. But that is literally the concept of connection.
It's all about the journey as well.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
you have your own
that.
journey, Berkay has his own journey, I have my own journey. And what makes us special and what makes us, you know, the people who we are today is that we embrace that journey and we actually reflect on it and, you know, be grateful for it.
100%. But yeah, so that is literally just what Connect is about. So now we're launching the community, which is going to have like all of these amazing people in there collaborating, like doing calls for the group and just sharing knowledge and just building a great community of like just people that want to get rich.
That's awesome. So I'm coming to your next event
Yes,
with my
absolutely.
speedos, as I've mentioned.
Yes.
Berkay too.
Just don't say hi to me there. Don't say hi to me there.
Just avoid me, bro. Like we don't know each other, yeah?
That's brilliant.
But
yeah.
you know, in the world of business, you could be a nobody, literally like rock bottom, not doing nothing. But I feel like it's about who you know as well.
Absolutely. And this is the point as well of having a community. Like, this community is going to have every type of business person that you need, accountants, mortgage brokers, like anything. And I think that is a huge thing in business. It is what you know. It's not what you know, but who you know. And through my years of networking, I've definitely understood that concept.
Do you think that brought you to a different level, connecting with people? Yeah. And like, I don't know, like I don't know what your friendship group was like back in the day, but do you think that has a big influence on you?
Yeah, 100%. And it's like Jim Rohn says, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're going to spend time with people that work a regular job, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with a regular job, but that's just not what I want. If I'm spending time with those type of people, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to become a worker. But if I'm hanging around business people, learning from them, going to these different events, then eventually that's what I'm going to
become a businesswoman.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, 100%.
Love that. So when it comes to take it back to trading, and so your passion is in trading, right? You've basically left law, left everything, and just pursued that. Did you feel that you were taking a big risk back then, just diverting away from a career in law to actually trading?
I'm going to say no, because it was really important for me, and I don't know if this is like an ego thing or like a sensible thing, but I knew as soon as I've got that master's degree, no one can take that from me. So if I decide tomorrow that I can't deal with trading anymore, I can go and find a paralegal job and continue with that journey of becoming a solicitor, because I have the master's degree now. All I need now is that training contract and then qualify as a solicitor, and I'm good to go. So I think for me, maybe somewhat in the back of my mind, I always knew that law was a backup plan, but I always wanted to know that I had like a good backup plan, like if I ever needed it. So I think knowing in the back of my mind that I always knew I was going to be rich, and I knew that I wasn't going to get rich from working a job, law was always a backup plan.
Yes.
So in some ways, yes, it is a risk that I've pursued trading instead of continuing with law, but I still have that to fall back on.
Yeah, because even in the space of law, it's like you could become like a partner in a firm or something and absolutely kill it when it comes to being financially stable.
Yeah.
But it's like the steps of getting there.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's
like
a lot.
You really need to give up a lot of your life.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, I know, like, it probably sounds silly, but for anyone who's watched Suits, like, as much as that is obviously fictional.
I'm saying you're Jessica.
But that's what I'm saying, like, that would be the level that I would aspire to be. That takes a lot of work. Like, you see, like, they barely see their family, they're the first person in the office, the last person out at night, they don't have a life. And that for me was not what I wanted, and I knew that that's what I would have to do to reach that level. And if I'm not reaching that level, then what's the point of me doing it? So me knowing that I wasn't willing to sacrifice all of these things, and now because I have children, I can't sacrifice those things. It just made sense to not pursue it in the end. Yeah.
And if you didn't have your little ones, would you have pursued
possibly
the law route?
Possibly. I think if I didn't have the kids, then I probably would have gone on to get the training contract at least, and done that extra 2 years to qualify as a solicitor at least. But I always say, like, my kids were a blessing in so many different ways, because I've never worked full time, so I don't know what it is to work like a 9 to 5. And if I didn't have the kids, I probably would have had to go through that. So I feel like I kind of skipped that step. Definitely went through the trenches of like the struggles after I had the kids, but I am where I am now, and if I didn't have the kids, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you tell your kids then in, I don't know, because they're quite young right now.
Yeah.
Give it 10 years.
Yeah.
They said they want to go uni. Like, what are you going to tell them?
You do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy, I'm going to support you, as long as it's like within a moral compass. Yeah, like, just do what makes you happy. And even from now, like,
what's your moral compass? You said, like, I would support them, do whatever you want to do. What if they tell you...
Okay, we're not selling drugs, we're not selling our bodies, we're not scamming anyone. I don't know. I don't think there's much else that I would be like, to. As long as you're not Like, you know, it's not selling our
Would
bodies.
you teach them how to trade?
Yeah, 100%. 100%, yeah.
What age are they starting?
Like 10.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, only if they show an interest in it as well. Like, I'm not ever going to force my kids to do anything. Like, my son wanted to start football, so, like, we got him into football, got him his whole kit. He did 2 lessons and decided he didn't want to do it anymore. And I was like, okay. He was 4, like, but if that's the decision that you want to make, then fine.
Yeah.
If he comes and tells me that he wants to become a woman, then I'm going to be like, hold on a second, we're not doing that. But...
Controversial.
Yeah.
What if you wanted to?
They'll say, absolutely not. I'll lock you in the basement.
And do what?
Until you get your senses back together.
That's your non-liberal side coming out now. Okay.
Yeah, that's her right-wing...
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know. I don't know
Conservative.
about all this. I know about law.
Conservative
I don't know
values.
about politics.
Okay, never mind.
Moving on.
Yeah.
You're in the hot seat for a reason today. You don't have control over
I know,
this
it's
because
bothering me.
Berkay and I have control over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any interest in real estate? So you talked about your events and how you invite people from all aspects of life, and they're all like running businesses and they want to grow their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
You've talked a lot about real estate.
Mm-hmm.
What attracts you to real estate?
Money.
Just money.
I think when it comes to property, I see property as like the generational thing. So like, property is something that my kids can inherit. Same as a business, property is something that my kids can inherit.
Money is something that people they can inherit. Your clothes, your everything.
But I think having property, just having like that asset, I think that is, there's nothing better than your kids inheriting assets. Like, yes, you can give them the cash, but if they're inheriting a business that is profitable, properties that are residually making money, I know that my kids are set up for life. If my kids decide they don't want to do anything, that's not fine because they're not ever going to do that. But if it got to that, then they still have an income. I think, yeah, it's just the residual side of it.
Yes. It's the appreciation as well.
Exactly.
Property appreciates in value over the long term.
Exactly.
For example, any flat that you see here in London back in the day, like 20 years ago, is probably like £500,000, but some of them are getting sold for £10 million right now, right?
Exactly.
So imagine how well off your kids will be.
Yeah.
If they inherit something like that.
Yeah, 100%. But I think a big misconception with property is that like there were so many like gurus. It's the same with trading. There were so many gurus online that make it seem so easy to get into it.
Of course not.
And it's not. People will say like you don't need money and blah blah blah. There were so many different things. And
some people get burnt in property.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like trading.
Li-
It's
literally,
like
yeah.
everything has wins and losses.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
think of interest rates. How many people had
Yep.
a lot of their houses taken away from them because they can't keep up with the new rates,
Yeah.
and they can't keep up with their mortgage payments.
Yeah, exactly. So there's
So-
so many things that go into property, but it's definitely something that I want to get into. And obviously, like I said, I've got a huge network in property, so I know that when I'm ready to, I know the exact people to go to. Yeah, that's what Connect is all about. I've got the people in there that you need that do it the right way and know what they're talking about.
Say I want to buy a home in a week from now. Can I get in touch with you?
Yeah.
To set me up with
Yeah,
one of
I've
these.
got my mortgage broker ready, the accountant if you need an accountant ready, the people who are sourcing the properties.
Are they your neighbours?
No.
Uh,
Yeah.
Cool. Well, last question for you, because we don't want to take so much of your time. When it comes to psychology, people who are struggling out there in the world, people who are struggling to make it in trading, what would be your advice to all of them? People who constantly fail challenges, having problems with their psychology. When they lose, they tend to blame everyone and the platforms and the teams and the companies rather than actually take responsibility. What would you say to all of these people?
I think it is just that. You need to start taking responsibility and accountability for your life. If you're not doing the basics of journaling, working on your mindset, and I know there's this whole thing where people say like, oh, but cold water plunging isn't going to help your trading. It's not directly, but that's helping your mindset and helping you step out of your comfort zone and just do random things that like help instill that discipline. I think if you're doing those things, reading, journaling, if you want to add meditating into the mix, you really need to work on your mindset. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Trading is 99% psychology. I can teach anyone how to trade in a few days, but if you don't have that mindset of knowing when to make the right decisions, when to be disciplined, when to be patient, it's just not going to go anywhere.
When to stop.
Like, when you're constantly over trading,
yes.
and you get yourself into that, like, can't explain it, like, it's almost like a trance that you get into,
yes.
and you're just like placing trade after trade after trade. You have to get yourself out of that. Go and touch grass. Like, I know everyone says this as well, but honestly, go and touch grass. Like, I can't stress that enough.
You know, there's that book by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone.
Yeah.
When you're revenge trading, just remember that you're trading out of the zone. At the end of the day, you guys heard it from the one and only Mads. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for throwing this on me, guys.
Mads, but like, I mean, you've been with us for how long now?
Like 3-4 months.
And of course, you came to Equity Edge from a different firm and stuff. How has your journey been with Equity Edge since you
Absolutely amazing. You know what it is as well? I feel like the first day I came and I met you guys, it was just like instant vibe. And I feel like I find it really hard to connect with people like on a level. But as soon as I met you and Tris, it was like homies, like that gang. Do you know what I mean? Which I've never had that before. But I feel like it's just been great. Yeah.
That's good.
I love y'all.
Oh, Maddie.
Well, you guys heard it from the one and only. She's shared all of her insights with you. Remember, do not overtrade, be disciplined, and connect with others in order to grow.
Facts.
Berkay, thank you for your time.
He just ended it.
Mads, thank you for your time.
Okay. No, but I want to know one other thing as well. Sorry, man, I'm cutting you off, bro.
No.
Like, of course, we've had a difficult 2 months whereby we've gone through a lot as a firm. And of course, someone who is working for us, and of course, you don't directly work in the office with us, but you've got like your reputation there, you've got your own people there, etc. Like, what has your perspective been on the whole migration situation? Because we lost 2 brokers within the space of 2 weeks, which was massive. Like, I don't think any prop has ever experienced that. But like, what's your perspective on the way, I don't know, Equity Edge has handled it, or your views on it, in fact?
I think because I've been in the prop space for so long, like, all of this isn't new to me. Like, I have seen every single firm come under some kind of fire, especially one that I previously worked for. It was heavy and I took a lot of heat for it. And when I left there, I said that I would never work for another prop firm. But when I had the conversation with you guys about working with you, and then obviously I came and met you, and like we did the first podcast to see how it was, I could just tell that you and Tris as people were people that I would want to work for and people that I can trust. So I think that had definitely had a huge part to play in it. But also just understanding how prop firms work, how brokers work, how the whole like legalities of everything that comes with trading works. I think that had a massive role to play. So I also understand how business works, and I understand that like we are still a new business. We're gonna go through growing pains, but because I believe in you guys as the owners, I think that just like I've never been worried about it. Like, I've never read anything like and thought, oh shit, like I'm worried, because I know you guys as people. So yeah, I think just
I'm glad.
Yeah, just being gang, you know.
Puts me at ease.
Also, from my perspective, I joined about 2 months ago. You guys have done so much for everyone. Like, and regardless of everything that the guys have been doing, like there's still people that attack us. There's still people that are being extremely negative.
Every single
Literally,
day.
there's no firm on this earth that have done many migrations, or 2 migrations, and then finally got them a platform within the short period of time. And all of these migrations happened very quickly, where we literally worked 24/7, and I've seen Berkay literally no sleep in the office, trying to get everyone back on track. And yet somehow you still have people, instead of telling you, hey mate, like, we've seen how much you guys are working, you guys are amazing, thank you for actually looking after us, they come and actually attack you. Hey mate, like, what's going on? You know, like, sometimes you have to have an attitude when actually you're not receiving responses. But we were like the Berkay, Tristan, everyone there was like always vocal with everyone, keeping people updated, sending announcements, emails, and we've pulled through it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we're at a point of stability, and it's all thanks to you as well.
And yourself, Mo. Come on,
Yeah,
take credit.
100%.
I do what I can,
100%.
but I like to give credit for other people rather than take credit for myself.
No,
But
absolutely.
I appreciate
It
you.
has
Berkay.
been a team effort, though. It has been a
Yeah.
team effort. And like, as I always tell people as well, like, we're not here for the short run. We're not here to play games. We're not here to mess anyone about. And like, we genuinely do care. Like, we take things to heart, whereas like, we...
Bro, especially you actually like, yeah.
I know, Pisces kicks in. But we do take things to heart, and like we want to make sure like everyone's happy and
100%.
build. Because like think of it like this, yeah. What are we on now on Discord? 35k?
35k.
That's mad.
35,000 members in a Discord community within the space of what we launched Feb 19th. That's insane.
When I joined, it was 15,000 members.
Yeah.
And that was 1st of May. So within 2 months, we grew by 20,000 more members on Discord.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the amount of workload that we were dealing with.
Yeah.
And that's not everyone on Discord. Not every client wants to go and be in a Discord server, right?
Yeah.
So you still have clients outside of Discord, people reaching out to you on live chat, via emails, and everyone's been getting responses.
Yeah.
The team, within 2 months, we grew from like 12 members all the way to 70 right now.
It's crazy.
And we're still growing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And like we're always learning, and that's what I want to express to our community, that we're always going to learn from our experiences and potentially mistakes. Like I'm not going to sit here and say we've done everything 100% right, because we clearly haven't. But what we did is we took it on board. We sat around, everyone spoke to each other and said, okay, cool, what if we did this? Maybe that's going to be right. Consulting with our customers, consulting with everyone, our partners. And we're getting there, Within a year's time, I know for a fact, we're going to be huge. I mean, we already are quite big, but it's going to be crazy. And I'm really looking forward to the coming year.
within a year, there will be no one standing next to us.
Oh,
Literally, we will smash the whole industry.
Yeah, 100%.
We've got the best team, we've got the best co-founders, we've got the best people, like the office, the vibe of it. We're all like a team, like it's like a team.
Vibe,
you know, so sometimes you work in a company and you don't get to speak to anyone, right? You're just like an employee, you have these tasks, get them done. But here it's just like all of us working together as one team, and we're just getting stuff done for everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I am very grateful to be here.
I'm glad.
Very grateful.
And we're happy to have you, Mads.
Obviously. I'm joking.
But yeah, so do we close shop? Yeah, we can close shop. Cool. So just want to thank our host / guest / side man, side woman, whatever she is. Anyways, thank you, Maddie. Thanks a lot for your experiences. We're closing shop, and we want to thank everyone for joining us today with Traders Talk with Mads.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mads, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Cheers. You can play your reverse Uno card and just, take that seat.
Maddie, I'm hungry. Let's go eat, man.